Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing? Happy Thursday, and welcome to another episode of Thursdate with Erica. I'm so excited to have you guys join us. Today, I have a really special guest, but again, each week I bring on a different business owner from my business community that has inspired me or really caught my eye and seen like, wow, with what they're doing. And so I am excited to have you guys meet Ricot. So I'll pull him up. Hi, Rico.
Erica, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I am doing fantastic, and thank you so much for having me on today.
You are very welcome. Now, I my best friend is from Haiti, and she told me to tell you "sac passe."
Naboule!
Yes, awesome. Yeah, so I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, I'm bringing on somebody, and he's originally from Haiti. And so, yeah, can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, of course, of course. Hey, my name is Ricot Leon, so that's how we say it in the real Creole language. I grew up in Haiti. I left Haiti about like close to 20 years ago now. Moved to Canada, but the purpose was to further my education after high school, and where I studied theology and graduated, got married, and became an ordained minister. Then both my wife felt like, hey, let's do something that's outside the box. So we went back to Haiti, started a ministry, started planting some churches. And I have 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls. And my life is interesting.
And your kids are adorable.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much.
They're
They,
just so
they,
cute.
they take after their mom's side. So I'm quite happy for that.
That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, you started and built your own ministry in Haiti. Now, what was the purpose of you doing that? I know you studied theology, but really, what was your drive in doing that?
I really like this question. My story, which I don't often tell a lot of people, I actually grew up. I think that's the first time I'm saying it here since I've been on the online business. I grew up in a boys' home. I grew up in a boys' home in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, with foreign parents who came from Florida at the time, and they came, and I had very humble beginning. My family relatives, my mom passed away when I was only 2 years old. I never knew her, and and my dad was unable to care for me, so he put me in this little group home that I grew up in. So now, as I grew up, I started realizing how my life was very fortunate and blessed because of this opportunity of this new family from North America that I had, was able to express myself in a foreign language, was able to go to like a very nice school in the country. And from that moment, my mind started just like, man, how do you pay back? How do you pay this forward? And literally, that's what led me to study theology. And after theology, I could start and establish my future here in North America. But both my wife and I felt led just like, okay, what if we go back to Haiti and just give back just the way it was given to you? So that's what led me into ministry.
Wow, that is amazing. And that is such a wonderful outlook, right? Like you were so fortunate and blessed, and you just had this feeling like, how can I help others and how can I improve others' lives? And I just absolutely love that,
Oh, thank you.
right? Because all of us, I think the world would be a better place if we had that kind of mindset. Like, how can I pay it forward? How can I make somebody's day better? Even just something little, right? Like, you hear of those people that go in the drive-through and pay for the car behind them, like their
Yes,
coffee or
yes,
whatever, right? Like,
absolutely.
just something little like that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I totally agree with you, and I think there's a guy by the name of Tony Robbins. Everybody knows Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
There's one thing he likes to say. He says, "Living is sharing. The ultimate purpose of life is literally to share. If you're not sharing, you're gonna be miserable eventually." And so with that mindset, I feel like to me it came naturally because my career is based on just sharing, on giving people. And I have to let you know, like, it has been amazing. It really has.
That's awesome. Yeah, many blessings, that's for sure. Now, so you were in theology and ministry and a pastor.
Yes.
How do you become a digital business owner? Like what?
I get, I get asked that so much. And So here's the thing, in 2007, 2008, we were working really hard to build this nonprofit. And so my job was travel from coast to coast and raise money to support this nonprofit, right? But remember the name, nonprofit. So while we were on the field in Haiti, I loved it. I was running the whole project. So we truly experienced what we call time freedom. We really experienced time freedom because as we're running the project, sometimes if we wanted to take a week off, we could. If we wanted to travel, we could. There was no permission to ask or nothing. We experienced time freedom. But there's a huge but here. Nonprofit, we were making peanuts. We were living off charity. So as people who run nonprofit, you make no profit. That's why it has the name. It's not to profit you, right? All the money we raise has to go on the ground, and what we get paid was literally peanuts. So yes, we could travel and go wherever we want, but we couldn't afford it. So it was weird. So now, 2015, 16ish, 2015, 16. Now we started having our kids. We felt like, let's go back to North America for an extended furlough. So to just give our kids like a base, an educational base. And at the time I decided just like, let me get out of like the ministry part for a bit and start and get a job that I could actually make some income. Try to think like, okay, while I'm here, let me save some money for the future. And I got a good job as a salesperson, and they hired me because I could talk, I guess. So, and I started making some decent cash. And I was for the first time touching around the six figures. And that felt good. Just like, wow, I'm making some good money, more money I've ever made in my life, right? It was great. One thing, I had to exchange one thing for that money. I had zero time. Literally, I was making the money, no time. Now, I remember my first year of working, I went to my manager. I said, would it be possible if I could take 2 weeks off to go visit my project in Haiti? And my manager said, I'm sorry, Rico, for your first 12 months, there's zero time off. You only have 3 sick days for the year, 2 bereavement day. And in your second year, you have 10 vacation days per year. I'm just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So
Yeah.
it hit me. I said, okay, now I had time freedom, zero money. Now I'm making some money, zero time. There has to be a way to have both. There has to be a way. That's what led me to start looking. I have to find a way that I can achieve the financial freedom and the time freedom while I'm doing what it is that I love. That's how I got here.
That's awesome. Now, so are there any similarities between the ministry and your nonprofit and the business and your digital business?
That's a genius question. Absolutely. And that's why I find it to be very, very natural. One of the things in the nonprofit world, what I focused on was really like our organization is creating a transitional center to help young orphans who grew up in the orphanages to transition to become independent young adults. That's basically our whole focus, right? So, but what do we help them to become independent young adult? We teach them small business skills, agriculture, aquaculture, and different things like that. Small little businesses that they can themselves sell to become independent and be people who's hiring other people. That had always been our background. Now, when I got onto the online space, I realized just like, well, I can do the very same thing, except for in a different platform, not in a specific location, but all around the world. I help good people earn online. That's what I do. I become an entrepreneur online that can help people from anywhere from Australia to New Zealand to Canada, US, anywhere around the world.
Anywhere.
I can help good people earn online. I realize like I am actually giving back even in a bigger platform. So it's the very same thing.
Exactly. That's awesome. And it's genius, right? Like to be able to help these kids
Yes.
transition and I think it's so hard, even with like kids here in North America, like to give them the skills that they actually need to
Mm,
be a, you know, a good citizen and to be a contributing citizen in the
yes.
country,
Yes.
right? So that's just amazing. And then to be able to transition yourself from teaching these kids to
Mm,
having a bigger market and actually doing that on a whole nother scale worldwide. That's awesome.
yes. Absolutely.
That's great. Now, with that in mind, like there's so many different things online that people can do. Why did you choose our specific platform and our system?
Well, the Bible, as I'm a pastor, I'm allowed. The Bible is clear. The Bible says, if you seek, you will find. Now, it didn't tell you what to seek. It just tells you, if you look, you'll find. Whatever you look for, that's what you find. Matter of fact, I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to say, son, are you looking for trouble? If you are, you'll find it. So what he meant is like, I was in the direction looking for trouble. Therefore, I found trouble. So that sticks in my mind. If what you look for, you find, right? So I started looking for this opportunity online that could free me, because I already know what I love to do. I love to give back. I love to work in the field in Haiti. I love to helping the people. That's what I love. So that's never going to change. That's my vocation, right? So now I was looking for something that could free me financially and also time to be able to do what it is that I love to do. That's what I was looking for. So by looking, I tried many different things. I tried, at one time, I even spent money. I bought a truck because I was going to start a company, a junk removal company. And I bought it. It's an old truck. I paid $15,000 for that crazy old thing. And the engine blew up on the very first week after I bought it. I just lost my 15 grand. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Gone, right? So again, now looking back, I realized like, man, I didn't want to be a truck driver or whatever, a garbage collector person. But now looking back, I wouldn't have known it had I not made that kind of leap in expense, right? So I tried that. Then I tried an insurance company. Then after that, somebody was telling me about Amazon. So I jumped into the Amazon world, tried to be an FBA or private label. And then I started learning about like the online world. So because I was seeking a business to help me out, by seeking meaning I was trying new things. You don't just sit down and it falls on your lap one day. You have to be actively looking. And as you look, it comes to you. That's just a law. That's just like the law of gravity. It comes to you as you draw toward it. So I knew what I was looking for. I just didn't know where to find it. So when I found Amazon, Amazon taught me the benefit of this business because private label, I paid so much money for the course, to give the course, to teach me how to advertise my product, to teach me how to select a product, send it to China, get the product made, and then create the label to put on the product, then pay people to just go inspect to see if the product is viable for North America, paid freight forwarding to bring it to North America, put it in the Amazon, paying every single month for the Amazon back office. And then when people buy, they don't like it, they send it back to me. And I'm just like, this is a lot of work for a person who wants to be free. I mean, I want to be free to do my ministry. And all of a sudden I'm stuck with a whole bunch of products that people like or don't like. This is too much, right? So I was able to freely let go. And then all of a sudden I came upon this platform. When I came on this platform, here's what I was told. They said, Rico, don't worry about products. This is taken care of. You don't have to have a product, nothing. You don't have to worry about a system that you have to be paying monthly for. Forget it. That's off your shoulders. You have your website, you have your system, your campaign, everything is done for you. Now, the only thing you get to do, you do the little part, which is called the advertisement. Become an advertiser and train other people how to do the same. I said, are you kidding me? You mean all the things that's all I have to do? Advertise? Meaning once I advertise, I am free to go do whatever I want. As my ad is playing from anywhere around the world, I'm free. That's what they told me. So I said, my goodness, that sounds too good to be true. But if this is true, I found what I was looking for. Just as before, I jumped in, and I can tell you a year and 2 months after, my life will never be the same, has not been the same. And I thank God because I found what I was looking for.
That's amazing. And it is so true, right? Like all these other businesses, like what you said, Amazon, there's so many things that you have to think about where a normal person would not know that you have to do all those things and take care of all those things back end.
Oh,
And our system takes care of all of that, right?
yes,
So it's
yes.
amazing. It truly, truly is.
No, I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy, and I have zero regret. And I become more like an excited person to just share to the world. I just like, guys, there's things that exist that you didn't even know existed. And with that, this is the best platform to be. There's no doubt about it.
Now, what would you say the biggest change has been? I know you said that your life hasn't been the same since starting this a year and 2 years ago, but what has been the biggest change?
Well, so much has been big changes. Number one, now I have friends all around the world. So as a people person, that means extremely much to me. Number two, I learned the social media advertisement in and out. I had zero knowledge about. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even know what an ad manager was a year and some ago. Now I feel like, how do I know all this stuff? It's amazing. Of course, the financial part of it is just a given. The financial just comes with the territory, but even more so is the time and location free that this business offers. Now I am free to be anywhere I want to be around the world, and I'm still active. My business is still running. Literally, my business does not take a break, because as long as social media is running, my business is running. I don't have to do much. I really don't have to do much. I talk to good people. That's all I do. I just talk to good
Which
people.
is right, like which is amazing. Who wouldn't want that?
Of course, because the way our system is set, there's so many of the weird things I don't have to do. People call me, I don't call people. People who want business, they talk to me. And my job is one thing: help them set up. That's it. So if I can teach a person, just like, hey, I'll teach you how to help people build their own businesses. I mean, every night I think about, I'm just pinching myself. Is this real? Is this real? I can't believe Is this real?
Like what? Yeah, exactly, right? Living the dream, man. Living the dream.
So
Awesome. Well, is there anything, any advice that you would give any of our viewers, with if they're looking for something, even if they're not like with how the world is right now, having that extra income is always helpful. Anything you'd want to say to them?
well, absolutely. I grew up as a Christian, from the Christian circle, and I think, I don't think we did it on purpose, but we're trying to be careful with people. I hated the idea of money. If a person told me about making more money, I'd be the first guy to start preaching down at you to let you know how greedy you are, how bad you are, and all this stuff, right? So I developed this mindset of having too much was wrong, or wanting to have more than what your boss assigned you was wrong. And I had to learn to just let this go. And I think Les Brown actually said it best once. He said, money does not make you happy, but having not to work for it does definitely makes you happy. Just like, if I know I don't have to put in 10 hours, I'm quite happy for that, right? The money doesn't make me happy, but not having to work for it definitely makes a big difference, right? So I just tell people, hey, depending on what misconception you've had about money or finances, just go to some self-development and realize, like, a lot of the things that you were taught was taught because somebody learned it and passed it down to you. So there was no backup research that was made of why or why not. And now we live in a digital world where everything is online anyway. By being in the Amazon world, I studied the market. By last year, 2020, there was over $21 trillion transaction that was done online, $21 trillion. So by being an online entrepreneur, all you do, you just position yourself in between the gap, in between the line of this 21 trillion that's passing. All you do is you just catch a little tiny piece of it. And but that tiny little piece will make you never have to work for it for the rest of your life. Now, of course, I don't want lazy people, right? We want you to work, but you get to work with what you want to do, not what you have to do. That's a big difference. Do what you want to do more so than what you have to do, and you'll be happier for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Tonight it's Thursday, so we have our free info session. This is where we kind of break it down, kind of what Rico said today, right? Like what is all needed to have an online business and how our system makes it so easy for Joe Schmo to be able to do it, right? So, yeah, we invite you to watch tonight. You can reach out to us, direct message me or comment in the video down below and let us know if you want more information or if you want your personal link. Rico, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure talking to you and getting to know you more and kind of like where you came from and where your belief system and your mission, like how you created that. It's just so amazing. Thank you so
Well, I
much.
appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me. It was my pleasure. I hope you who's watching right now or on replay was able to get some value out of this. And I look forward to just celebrate your wins as you do whatever it is that you do in the future. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much. All right, you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again next week for Thursday with Erica. Bye.